Hello everyone, our team is the computational thinking team. We're going to present our final project, which is a Pac-Man game. So my name is José Pablo Ramos Ramirez.
My name is Abraham Godinez Prins.
My name is Andrea Acosta.
And I am Ricardo Enrique Delgado Arce.
For the four cornerstones of computational thinking, we have the composition, pattern identification, abstraction, and algorithm. For the composition, we wrote that the Pac-Man has to eat all the balls, which are the points. The Pac-Man cannot crash against the walls because then it won't be able to move. The Pac-Man cannot be eaten by the ghosts because it will be game over. And the Pac-Man can move up, down, to the left, and to the right with the arrows. For pattern identification, we identified that the movement of the Pac-Man through the game, the movement of the different ghosts around the game, the appearance of the little balls, which are the points, and to finish as early as possible.
As part of the third pillar of computational thinking, which is abstraction, we can find to skip the ghost, obtain points, count them, move without touching the obstacles, and obtain all the points to win. And as simple as it can be, the algorithm might be a little bit more complicated, as thinking about the Pac-Man needs to move across the screen, Pac-Man escapes from the ghosts, Pac-Man eats all the dots, and Pac-Man can eat a big dot to have the opportunity to eat the ghosts. Now, my partner Andrea is going to explain the flow chart.
Thank you. And well, this is our flowchart. At the beginning of this flowchart, it is established that there are ghosts, walls, and there is food that the Pac-Man has to eat. At the beginning of the game, the Pac-Man starts with 0 points. After that, the points are the initial number of balls that the Pac-Man has eaten without dying. After that, the Pac-Man moves and the ghosts move automatically. Then it is asked if the Pac-Man is touching a wall. If it is, it moves backward and starts the cycle all over again. And if not, the Pac-Man eats points. If that statement is true, it adds a point to the score, and if not, it keeps moving. After both of these commands, it is asked if the Pac-Man touches a ghost, and if it is the end of the game, and if it is not, the cycle begins again.
So after this theoretical explanation, we're going to explain how the game is coded and how we did it with the app called Scratch. So this game is made with different blocks or line of codes. For example, we have different functions like start. When the game starts, it shows like the main characters, like the points or Pac-Man. For example, well, in this part of the object Pac-Man, it shows it in this part. So when the game starts, the Pac-Man starts moving, and if it touches the blue part, it is gonna move backward until the Pac-Man moves on another direction. In this part, we ask the computer if the person that is playing touches the key left, right, up, or down, the Pac-Man moves on that direction. And in this part, we show the different appearances that Pac-Man has. For example, this work here, it has different appearances that we made, so the Pac-Man can move smoothly and open and closes its mouth. And finally, with Pac-Man, if Ghost touches the Pac-Man, well, the game is over. And if the game is over, this screen is gonna be shown up. Another object are the points that the Pac-Man has to eat. For example, in start, they're gonna show in this games, and they're gonna show like a grid, like different, like in different patterns. And if they're touching a blue part, they're gonna cancel itself. We have different variables, like for example, comida or food, that is gonna increasing one by one to count the number of points that are in the screen. Also, points are gonna show the number of points the Pac-Man or the user has made. And finally, the speed is gonna show how fast the Pac-Man or the ghost go. For example, in this part, if the user gets 10 multiple of 10 points, the speed of the ghosts is gonna increase, so the game is like more difficult. Then finally, in the ghost part, when the game starts, they're gonna show randomly between all the screen. But if they're touching a blue part, they're gonna move their position until they are in a part that is allowed. Also, well, they have different appearances, 3 different appearances. So there are different designs for them. When the clone is made, it has to move towards the Pac-Man, but without touching the blue parts because it is not allowed to touch them. And like I said before, if the multiple of the points is 10, the speed is gonna increase and it is gonna be more difficult for the user to win.
We forgot to mention this part of the ghost. We obtained it from a video. We obtained the idea and we totally understand the part of the code. I will explain it again because I forgot to mention certain parts. For example, in the clones, the ghosts are gonna move towards the Pac-Man. Also, in the part of the other part of the clone, the Pac-Man will have a speed. The ghosts are gonna have a constant speed that is going to increase if the points are multiple of 10. So if it touches a wall, the same amount of steps or the speed is gonna be they're gonna move backwards. And finally, in the part of the direction, we have 90 times the -2 random -1 to +2 because the directions could be -180, 0, 90 or 180 positive. So we have this part, and finally in the part of the clones, the creation of the clones, they're gonna appear randomly, but if in the random coordinate there is a blue wall, they're gonna reformulate the appearance because they cannot be in the blue part. So I want to mention we obtained certain parts of the code from this YouTube channel that we're gonna leave the reference, the upper reference down in the comments. So thank you very much, and we will continue with the video.
Finally, if the user wins, screen winner is gonna be shown, and that's it. Well, that's our project. It really is useful, and we have tested it. But if you want to test it, we included the file in Illumin and also in Canvas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Bye.